Orioles are on Masson, and opening week is brought to you by Burger King as the Orioles and Minnesota Twins get set to play. It is Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series. And hi, everybody. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us as the Orioles look to build on an exciting win yesterday on opening day as they beat Minnesota by the final of 4-2. The Birds getting that win despite only 6 base hits. But if you're only going to get 6, you should look to group them, and that's exactly what the Orioles did. In fact, if you look at their batting order, 2 through 4 did most of the damage. J.J. Hardy, Nick Markakis, and Adam Jones, they went a combined 4 for 9. The trio getting on base 7 times. Markakis had the triple and home run. He had the 3 RBIs. And all 4 of the Oriole runs scored there by that trio. And Jim Palmer, when you look at the Orioles lineup, Adam Jones in that cleanup spot, maybe, just maybe, the guy hitting in front and behind Adam Jones is going to have a good year because of the presence that Adam possesses.
Well, he certainly does. And, even J.J. Hardy hits 30 home runs. He walks twice. Markakis gets the home run. His first home run to left field since 2008. So, again, the abdominal probably lifted a little bit more weight, a little bit more power, and hopefully that we'll see that over the course of the season. But you couldn't write it any better. Great starting pitching, got runs, got him early, and then we saw Jimmy Johnson close out the game, even though I'd like to have had Troy Patton get through the 9th inning. But again, you couldn't write it any better. And Buck Showalter, he knows, as what Jim Leland said back in 1997, your momentum is about as goes right along with your starting pitching. Tommy Hunter, hopefully he will pitch well like he did in spring training.
One of the big themes of the Orioles in this offseason was to try to improve the on-base percentage in 2012. And if you look at Carl Pavano, he didn't really pitch a bad game, but he walked 2 batters, so patience at the plate. Both those batters eventually scored, and the Orioles won by 2 runs.
Well, yeah, and I think what you're going to see is the league's going to try to adjust to J.J. Harder because of the 30 home runs. So they tried to pitch him in. They tried to throw him breaking balls. He didn't swing. He gets on for Markakis. You talked about it. Timely hitting, not a lot of it. But again, this is a team. You're going to see it a little bit tonight. Nick Johnson, he's in the lineup. Very good defensive first baseman. Had a very good spring. The left wrist is healthy. But the reason they went out and got him is because of his on-base percentage. He's a very disciplined hitter. And even though Liriano, he's given up, 5 or 6 home runs in his career against lefties, he's going to make him throw strikes. And hopefully more pitches, get him out of the game, get to the bullpen.
Yeah, the other aspect of the win yesterday, neither team committed an error. The Orioles played very well defensively, and even when the throw sailed on Mark Reynolds, Chris Davis made a fabulous play at first base. Not only saved the error, but he got the out, which ended that inning. So we'll see how it goes tonight as Tommy Hunter takes the mound. He goes against lefty Francisco Liriano. Hey, Chris Hoyles is in the house. Lineups and first pitch are next. Paterno, Willingham, and Parmalee. Then Valencia, Ben Revere in right field tonight. And Alexi Casilla, the switch hitter at second base, will bat ninth.
And our ASIA Intelligent report, well, follow the leader if you're Tommy Hunter. You saw Jake Arrieta throw a lot of strikes, threw about, 61 fastballs out of 97 pitches. So just do what he did. Hopefully you'll get some early runs. Just win, baby, win. And that's what Tommy Hunter's been able to do. 25 and 15 lifetime. And then part of the Brady bunch. One of the guys that worked out with Brady Anderson at the University of Irvine lost about 20 pounds. So probably about as fit, at least physically. And we'll see how he's able pitch-wise. But again, bad back in the spring, Jim. Got well and had a pretty good spring.
And he goes to work on Denard Span, the left-handed batter, and there's a pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Denard Span, the 28-year-old, already in his 5th season with Minnesota. One of the first-round picks of the Twins back in 2002. They've had a lot of success in Minnesota drafting high school players, developing them slowly, and having them reach the major leagues, and Denard Span, one of those.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday when he's healthy. He wasn't last year. Collision, the concussion. He talked about it during the workout on Thursday. He said, I was great in the spring, but now you get into night games, back-to-back games, travel. But again, he can score some runs for you when he's healthy.
Over the outside corner, Tommy Hunter gets ahead, and as you see, the Orioles tonight unveiling their alternate jerseys for Saturday home games this year. Buck Showalter and the gang wearing those orange jerseys. They'll wear the black jerseys on Fridays except for opening day. They had the home whites yesterday. And these orange jerseys every Saturday home game this year. And a strike 3 called. On the outside corner, looked like a little cut fastball or slider, but it had the edge, and there's an out.
Yeah, they call it a backdoor cutter or slider. And again, a lot of it is the presentation from your catcher. You can see Matt Wieters sitting right on the outside corner. Again, he throws the cutter in. He did it earlier in the count, probably another inch or so off the outside corner. But again, he got framed. Just that little casual of framing the pitch and presenting it to the umpire.
Here's Jamie Carroll, the veteran, signed as a free agent, takes a strike.
Well, he's 38. Everybody I talked to said he plays like he's 30. They want a guy who doesn't hit a lot of home runs, hadn't hit a home run in a couple of years. But he's a spray hitter, contact hitter. Made some nice plays yesterday, 10 for 10 in stolen bases. He presents a veteran player. It's so interesting, Jim, when you look at the numbers of the Twins. I mean, the batting average went from 273 2 years ago when they won 94 games to 247. Runs went down from 781 to 619. Only Seattle with the worst offense.
Fastball is high, so a ball and 2 strikes on Jamie Carroll. Well, when you look at Minnesota over the last 2 years, the season that they eventually had was dictated by their month of April. So when you hear people say, well, the April games are no more important than others, well, with Minnesota, they would beg to differ. Last year, they went 9-17. Ron Gardenhire's club eventually would finish in last place in the AL Central. Popped up, center of the diamond, out in shallow center field. And Dino calls off Hardy, and he has it for the out and 2 down in the Minnesota first.
Now take a look at the Orioles defense behind Tommy Hunter tonight. Reimold, Jones, Markakis, couple of gold gloves. Markakis last year, Jonesy 3 years ago. Reynolds, Hardy, Andino, Johnson. Wieters, a gold glover behind the plate tonight. And Nick Johnson over at first can pick it. Always been known for a outstanding glove.
And here is Joe Mauer back in the lineup and catching and healthy, and he hopes for an entire year after last season, which is high and away, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, the first thing I ran into Jim Beattie, former general manager, now the pro scout for Toronto. He said, is he hitting the inside pitch? I said, well, I really didn't see him that much. They didn't pitch him in yesterday, but I think that's the key for Joe Mauer. He's always been able to slice the ball to left. And of course, when you're hitting 343, you can pretty much have your way with your pitching staff. But a couple of years ago, he started pulling that inside pitch, and all of a sudden became a totally different hitter. Already 3 batting titles.
And then he went from the Metrodome to Target Field in different dimensions.
Death Valley.
2-0 pitch is fouled back. Well, last year his season was interrupted by bilateral leg weakness, and that lingered and lingered, and then he eventually got healthy. And then to cap the year in September, he got pneumonia.
Well, yeah, a bad year for him is 287.
Right.
I mean, lifetime 323 hitter. Again, the 1 year where he hit the 28 home runs, they tried to pitch him in just like they did the year before, and all of a sudden he started pulling those balls. But as you mentioned, he was playing in a nice little breaking ball, but just doesn't get the call.
So 3-1 on Mauer, batting with 2 outs and none on here in the first. As Tommy Hunter makes his season debut, trying to follow up Jake Arrieta's effort from yesterday. And grounded towards the middle. Andino diving stop from his knees. He throws. He is safe at first base. Outstanding effort by Andino, who was playing Mauer to pull. Got to the ball, but Mauer legs it out for a 2-out infield hit.
Yeah, I think you look at the count, 3-1. You maybe shifted a couple of steps, but you have shortstop range at second base when Robert Andino plays second base. An awfully nice play, and again, you're left-handed. You're getting out of the box well, but not too many second basemen even get to that ball. And Mauer's going, oh, well, how else am I going to maintain that 343 lifetime batting average if I don't leg him out?
Yeah, the 343 average for Mauer is 6th best against the Orioles of active players, and Morneau swings through it. It's 0-1.
Well, I wrote down, 3 other guys that we're going to see. One of them, Robinson Cano, comes in with the Yankees on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He's at 346. Jacoby Ellsbury, he's even better, 363, I believe, and then Ichiro, 365. Is there another guy in there? I didn't.
6th best.
6th best. That's glowing numbers.
So Tommy Hunter got the first 2, fell behind Mauer, who got the infield hit. And a pop foul that'll be back out of play, and the count to 1-2 on Justin Morneau, who is finally back playing regularly, at least to begin the year. He's DHing. He will play some first base, but he's going through what Brian Roberts is going through now, and he went through it after suffering his concussion July the 7th of 2010, missed the rest of that year, and then last year played just 69 games. And he's late on that pitch, and a strikeout for Tommy Hunter ends the inning. So an infield hit, 1 left. Twins don't score. Here come the Birds. Beautiful night here at Oriole Park and the Inner Harbor. No score. Here come the Birds, bottom of the first. Here's a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Orioles. Reimold, Hardy, and Markakis with Adam Jones in that cleanup spot. Then Matt Wieters batting 5th. He has pretty good numbers against the Twins, so the opposing catchers very well against the opponent. Reynolds, Johnson, Paulino DHing, and Andino at second base batting 9th.
And our AFCIA Intelligent Report, visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Great spring, came off a 9-10 record. So again, ERA over 5 runs a game. Slider crazy. They want him to throw more fastballs, throw more strikes, pitch to contact. And then the other one is, did pitch a no-hitter last year. Not the best year. He went from 14 wins to 9. Of course, the team went from 94 wins to 99 losses. But again, and also he had some shoulder problems. But again, he can pitch in, doesn't throw like he did before the Tommy John surgery. But he's got a really good changeup, hard slider that he'll throw right at that back foot of the right-handed hitters all night. So they'll be skipping rope all night.
The 1-1 to Reimold is fouled back. Nolan took an 0 for 4 in the debut yesterday. Adjusting to the leadoff spot where he brings a very good batting eye and that power threat. Also a very good base runner and good speed.
Well, they found out yesterday he runs every ball out, even if they're routine.
And he went too far, couldn't check it. That one broke down and in. And a strikeout to begin the game for Liriano and one away.
Well, let's take a look at the Twins defense. Willingham with the home run yesterday. Span, Revere. One of the great catches of 2011 off the bat of Vladimir Guerrero. Valencia, Carroll, Casilla, Parmalee, who was rated the best defensive first baseman in the Eastern League, AA last year, and then Joe Mauer, who can catch with the best of them behind the plate for the Twins. Well, there was that slider, Jim. Again, to get ahead and bury it down and in. And there's the changeup. So he's got 3 pitches. He'll throw them in any count.
J.J. Hardy last year, big year, 30 home runs and 80 RBIs. Spent a lot of time last season batting leadoff. Buck Showalter early on as he looks over another pitch around the knees. This one in for a strike. Buck Showalter early on this year using Hardy in the number 2 spot. And the 1-1, another all-speed pitch. He swung through it 1-2.
Well, when he first came up, talking about Liriano, everybody kind of said, boy, he's got the same changeup as Johan Santana, and that's that changeup. He throws it. He really sells it well. The arm speed's the same as his fastball.
And away with the fastball and 2-2. Well, Hardy, a former Twin. Orioles traded for him prior to last year, so now in his second season with the Orioles. 2-2, he got him. So Hardy down on strikes, back-to-back Ks to begin the game for Liriano and 2 men down.
Well, we saw Hunter strike out 2. Here's 2 in a row. Watch this changeup just fade down and away. Great depth, great location, great arm speed. You don't read it. You don't really know whether it's a fastball or the changeup, and that's why it's so effective.
Nick Markakis batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Nick coming off a 15 home run season a year ago. He was 2 out of 3 in the opener yesterday, including a long ball as Markakis went with it. He also tripled, so the first Orioles player since Don Baylor in 1973 to hit a triple and a home run on opening day for the Orioles. And he looks over a breaking ball for a strike. Jim Presley believes that Markakis has 25 to 30 home run power. Number 15 last year, swings through it there, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with how they pitch it. They pitch them away. We know 45, 46 doubles. Again, that home run to the opposite field we haven't seen, but that ball wasn't away. It was in middle of the plate. Just hit it to left. As Mike Hordick said yesterday, you throw 5-6 miles per hour, maybe doesn't quite get to that ball. So I think we all know that Nick Markakis can hit. He can spray the ball all over. And again, if he does hit 25, 30 home runs, I think everybody thought that would be the process.
Strike 3 called at the knees. How about that for a start for Liriano? 3 up, 3 down as he strikes out the side. We'll head to the second at Camden Yards. No score. contestant of the game is Shanita Hampton of Baltimore. Shanita has already won $500, and for every strikeout the Orioles pitch during tonight's game, Shanita will win $100 more from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn non-winning strike-it-rich scratch-offs into cash and enter to win great Orioles prizes at mdlottery.com/strikeitRich.
Yeah, Shanita, seven batters and 5 strikeouts already tonight.
Right. Well, she gets only the Tommy Hunter.
I understand.
Here's Willingham, slow roller to third. Reynolds has it go off his glove, and Willingham will reach. Willingham, of course, a power threat, so Reynolds was deep.
Yeah, he's not up there to bunt, and I remember what Earl Weaver used to say. I'm sure Buck Showalter, the Orioles skipper, is going to say the same thing. If you don't catch it, which was pretty routine, except it's all about tempo and timing. And if you rush it, you don't catch it. Earl used to say, just make the play, throw it over there, and if you don't catch it, automatically safe. And you'll probably be scored a base hit, as it is.
And here is Chris Parmelee, who's playing at first base. Played his way onto this team. The 24-year-old takes a strike. So Tommy Hunter, Jim, the first 6 batters of the game, has thrown strike 1 to 5 of the 6.
Yeah, Parmelee kind of benefits from the fact that, as you mentioned, Justin Morneau, they won his bat in the lineup, so he's going to DH until they get into the summer months and you start playing interleague play.
Slow roller towards third. Reynolds goes to Hardy for 1, back to first. Safe is the call at first. Bang, bang, play at first. The Orioles had the shift on, and Hardy got to the bag instead of Andino. A strong throw, but Parmelee just beats it out.
Yeah, a little breaking ball, little cutter right here. Make the play. There's 1. Turn it. He does. And again, Parmelee, they said he didn't have good foot speed. Talking to Terry Ryan, their general manager, he said every time we used to tell him to lose weight, his batting average would go down. They told him, you know what, weigh whatever you want. But he beats that ball out, and he came up and got 27 hits, 4 home runs, hit .355 in September for the Twins.
Strike 1 to Danny Valencia, the third baseman. Valencia just 27 years old, had a 15 home run season last year.
Yeah, home runs went up, the average went down. Tried to hit him. He had some really good at-bats yesterday.
Popped up right side, play for Andino. And he grabs it for the out. And 2 down to the Minnesota second. Those wrap up this opening series of the 20th anniversary season at Camden Yards. A 135 matinee against the Twins. You can come on out and celebrate the beginning of a new Birdland summer and see the exciting changes at Oriole Park. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Ron Gardenhire and Buck Showalter. Jim mentioned the season a year ago for Gardenhire, last in the AL Central. They went 9-17 in April. The year before, the Twins went 15-8, won the division. So the first month of the season sometimes can and does affect the overall season.
Well, I mean, even you look at the Red Sox last year, they went 7-20 in September, but they started out 0-6. And of course played terrific baseball. And Joe Madden says you can't have a bad month if you're in the American League East. And this is a guy that's been in the postseason 3 of the last 4 years with a very low payroll down in Tampa. Nice to get off to a good start for everybody. Fans, players, coaches, takes the pressure off.
Ground ball towards the middle. Andino can't reach it. That's through for a base hit. Parmelee's going to challenge Adam Jones, and Adam throws to second base.
Yeah, hit Adams way out in left center field, so he's got to come a long way. Nice little base reading running by Chris Parmelee.
Third hit for Minnesota, all singles. First and third with 2 down for Tommy Hunter.
It'll be interesting to see how Ron Gardenhire of the Twins plays this, because you have exceptional speed. You've got a great throwing catcher in Wieters, won the Gold Glove. Hunter's pretty quick to the plate, even though he's a big guy. 34 steals last year. And of course, you know they're certainly going to pitch to Casilla with 2 outs. Span on deck. But I would imagine this may be a running situation. Now, another way of looking at it, I guess, if you're Ron Gardenhire, I want to keep that first base hole. So I'm not going to let him run. And maybe he'll just ground one into right field. I mean, he just shoot one right here. Nick Johnson has to play and hold Revere on.
Alexi Casilla. And a tapper out in front of the plate. Wieters makes the play, gets it to first. Low throw. Nick Johnson has it. And the inning ends. So 2 hits, but 2 left. Mid-second at Camden Yards. Hey, how about a cold one? No score. Go beyond the stadium. Visit Sarasota on Florida's Gulf Coast at number1beach.com. And if you go to Siesta Key, there's a sign that tells you that it is the #1 beach in America.
Home of Gary Thorne.
Does he beach it?
Well, not tonight. He's at the Frozen Four. Kind of a contradiction, isn't it? Frozen Four, I think, is being played down in Tampa.
Well, don't they move that around?
Yeah, I understand that, but you played in
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. Even though I was in Minnesota and it was, well, I was supposed to get to 73 degrees and never got over 49. They lied last weekend.
Adam Jones leading off, another all-speed pitch, and he swings through it and stares out at Liriano.
Well, that's the slider, and tough pitch to look for unless he hangs it, because again, the well-known slider to a righty, when we've seen it from, let's see, when you think of the great left-handed sliders, you go back to Mickey Lolich, Guidry, Carlton, of course, 329 wins. You know, guys who Sabathia, bury it at your back foot, and then you try to hit that outside corner with a running fastball.
No swing on the appeal. That's Bill Welke down at first base.
So here's your first hitting count, and we'll see what Liriano does. Jonesy with the double yesterday. Pavano tried to get in on him, and he was all over it down into the left field corner.
High fly ball, right field. He got a lot of it. Revere turns around, goes back on it, and it's gone. It just got out of here. Right over the grounds, Drew Shedd for a home run. There's #1 for Adam, and the Orioles get the lead.
Well, little Nick Markakis, opposite field home run. He's got the best opposite field power on this ball club. And again, there's your first hitter's count. He gets a fastball. It's down, but it's in the middle of the plate, and all of a sudden you got yourself a lead.
Adams' first home run, first RBI of the young season, as Liriano gives it up. And here's Matt Wieters. Ball one low.
I'll take a look again right here. I mean, it's not a horrible pitch, but again, when you have this kind of strength, Adam with 25 home runs last year, 19 here at Camden Yards. You know, that's one of those pitches that, you know, a normal hitter just hits a single or a double up the gap. Jonesy goes deep. Great park to hit him. Yeah.
2-0 on Matt Wieters, who hit 22 home runs a year ago.
11 from this side of the plate and 121 at bats. What a year he had hitting right-handed. And as Buck Showalter said, you know, he hadn't done that the year. I mean, 339 home run, what, about every 10.8 plate appearances.
And a 4-pitch walk following the home run. Well, righties and lefties, it's always a challenge, or it seems to always be a challenge for the Orioles, in particular when a left-hander starts.
Yeah, and you know, when you look at the numbers, slugging, there's not one definitive number that tells you. And as Buck Showalter was saying, the Orioles in the American League East, we were down at the cage today, Jim, and you can look at Matt Wieters, again, that special area. He said about 32% of the starting pitchers in the American League East are going to be left-handed.
And the Orioles have 2 in their rotation with Liam Mattis and Wei-Yin Chen. There's Mark Reynolds, 1 on, 1 out, and takes a strike.
And again, I think that's why you've got Wilson Bettany, you get Nick Johnson, even though he's left-handed hitter, he hits lefties pretty well. So the Orioles have tried to acquire guys. Ronnie Paulino, who's catching tonight, wears out lefties. You've made some adjustments in your, your 13 other players that can help you other than your pitching staff. Good changeup, boy, that doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Great finish and great location.
Liriano's 28 years old. He was acquired in that one-sided trade, clearly one-sided. A.J. Pierzynski went to the Giants, and the Twins got back Liriano, Boof Bonser, and Joe Nathan. It was a 3-for-1 deal. 0-2 is inside, and Bonser went 18-25 in his 3 years. All Nathan did over 7 years was save 260 games. And Liriano, even with the year he missed for Tommy John surgery, one of the top young left-handers in the game. He's just 28.
Is Joe Nathan, I think, down in Texas?
Yes, and he earned a save yesterday. 1-2 on Reynolds. And it's high, 2-2.
Well, you better be pretty careful for Mark Reynolds, because with one swing it's going to be 3-0. With 37 home runs. I was looking at a note, only 2 guys in baseball have hit more home runs in the last 3 years, and that's Albert Pujols. He got $254 million, and Prince Fielder got 214. Of course, their on-base percentage and average is a little bit higher, but
that's a good take.
This kid can waffle the ball with the best of them. June, July, and August, 8 home runs in each of those months.
Well, Liriano got ahead of him 0-2. Now the count full. Let's see what Buck Showalter does with Matt Wieters. On the pitch,
strikeout guy at the plate and not speed at first. I don't think he's running.
And he's not. And there's a swing and a miss.
Because that would have been a strike him out, throw him out double play. So Liriano now with 4 strikeouts. Backup slider. Didn't mean to throw it there. You think it's going to break. Mike Bordick talked about it yesterday. You can see the spin. He's waiting for it to come into the strike zone, and it just spins up and away, backs up a little bit, fools him.
Liriano has retired 4 batters in this game, all by strikeout. And here's Nick Johnson, his first at bat of the season. Swings through it 0-1. Johnson in his career a .289 hitter against left-handed pitchers. So lefty versus lefty does not bother him. Wieters on at first now with 1 down. And a called strike inside corner. Good pitch. 0-2 on Nick Johnson. Orioles signed him as a minor league free agent. They wanted to see if he could get through camp healthy, and he did. It's his 10th major league season. He's been with the Yankees, the Expos, the Nats, the Marlins, the Indians in the minor leagues. And a slow roller off the glove. Carroll steps on the bag and throws back to first. There's a double play to end the inning. Orioles do get the lead as Adam Jones got into one. It's a laser beam to right center field. just gets out over the wall, and the Birds grab a 1-0 lead. Barr in center field enjoying a cold one. And the Orioles now have a 1-0 lead. That is already, Jim, 2 days into the season, a very popular spot at Oriole Park. Just above the batter's eye in straightaway center field, and Adam Jones, all those fans right behind him. His home run has given the Orioles the lead.
And he's going, where do you want me? I'm ready.
Tommy Hunter has allowed 3 hits, all singles. Minnesota has stranded 3. Top of the lineup, Span, Carroll, and Mauer for Minnesota. And low 1-0.
Yeah, we really haven't seen the first time we saw Tommy Hunter pitch last year, 1 inning in relief after he was traded on July 30th in Kansas City. He hit the mid-90s, 95, 96, 97. He throws quite that hard.
Bouncer to Andino, backs up to play the hop. 1 away in the Minnesota 3rd inning. Well, at 6 special games this season, the O's will celebrate the 6 greatest Birds of all time: Frank Robinson, Brooksy, Earl Weaver, Jim Palmer, Eddie Murray, and Cal. And when you purchase the Orioles Legends Celebration Series package, you get a ticket to each of the game, when a larger-than-life bronze sculpture will be unveiled here at the ballpark. And all fans in attendance at those games receive a replica sculpture as a lasting memory. So don't miss your chance to witness history here at Camden Yards. 888-848-BIRD or online, Orioles.com/legends.
1 a month. Looking forward to Frank, April 28th. Saturdays from now.
And so everybody knows, the fans, the Orioles will unveil the sculptures. There's a bouncer past Reynolds. Hardy, a deep throw. He got it over there in time. And a scoop on the back end by Johnson, who can pick him with the best of them. What a play by Hardy and Johnson, 2 down.
I used to see Dave Concepcion when he played on the turf in Cincinnati for the Reds. And right here, shoulder problems for JJ, but just trying to get rid of it. Very accurate throw. Watch the plant right there. Plant off the back foot, and then let Nick Johnson do the rest. Kind of a good thing that Mark Reynolds didn't deflect it.
Right.
And it's surprising, you'd think he'd be playing Carroll a little bit more up the middle, but great range by J.J. Hardy. A couple of grounders for 2 outs.
Joe Mauer takes a strike. Mauer reached on an infield hit on a fine diving play by Andino and then legged it out. But just to finish the thought on the statues, they will be unveiled in the order in which the Orioles went into the Hall of Fame. So
really?
Into Cooperstown. So Frank was the first, so he goes first. Then Brooksy. I thought you were third, but you reminded me, no, Earl was third. So Frank will go first. So that pushes you to July. So you have to
come back.
You'd be anxious awaiting your statue. And then Eddie in August, and then Cal on September the 6th because he is the most recent Oriole to go into the Hall of Fame. So that's how the Orioles are doing it. It's a month celebration for each statue, and number 8 will be unveiled on September the 6th, which is a Thursday night against the Yankees to begin what everybody hopes will be a crucial 4-game series. Looking ahead.
Yeah, kind of going back to 60 and 64. Go way back. That's when the Orioles were very much in the pennant race early on. Rich Robinson certainly knows. We want to send our best to Brooksy. You know, we'll see him in May, hopefully. So hope he is doing well.
One of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet.
Not a bad third baseman either.
Hey, he helped get you into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yes, he did.
Put it in play, hit it to Brooksy. Let's go sit down. Hard hit ball right at Reynolds. Handcuffed it, and he held on. Oh, Reynolds had to come right at him. Backward spin, and he gloves it for the out. First 3 up, 3 down inning for Tommy Hunter. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union serves the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, the Department of Defense, and their families, federally insured by NCUA. And by Burger King, the proud sponsor of opening week baseball. In the flag court, the recently renovated flag court in right field. The scoreboard was lowered. The railing is a bit higher. And that improves the sight lines for fans out there in the flag court as Ronnie Paulino will lead off. And looks at a strike. Paulino, Andino, then Reimold against Liriano. Paulino, the backup catcher on this team, DHing tonight. As what Showalter said before the game, he's trying to get everybody into the game as soon as possible because they're so used to the routine at spring training when everybody was getting into the games. He doesn't want the players to sit too long.
Yeah, he also wants to match up against lefties, and Ronnie Paulino has a history of hitting lefties well. He's had a couple of years, 8, 11 home runs, not a lot of at-bats, even though you go back all the way to 2007, pretty much of a regular catcher with the Pirates, where he got 457 at-bats. That's the most he's ever had in one season.
And a base hit off the glove of the diving try of Parmalee. So Paulino's on with a leadoff base hit. Time for our PNC Inside the Numbers, brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. The Orioles in 2011, 6th in batting, 7th in runs, and 4th in home runs. But the rest of the story, last in ERA, the highest ERA, 12th in strikeouts. They allowed the most home runs and were tied for the fewest saves.
Yeah, a little bit like the Twins. The Twins, again, of course, scored about 80-some runs less than the Orioles, and then pitched to about a third of an ERA, but they had the 13th worst pitching in the American League.
That pitch is high.
Yeah, a little chin music there to Robert Andino.
Paulino a small lead off first.
He must be friends because he's not running. He's only going to run if Robert hits the ball. Yeah, Robert, a .306 hitter against left-handed pitching. He's right around 200 against righties, and then that number really came up towards the end of the season. Good take right there on a changeup down and away. I tell Robert, I said, you're the guy that sent Papelbon to the National League. The Orioles winning 5 of the last 7 games against the Red Sox. He had the big bases clearing double up in Fenway to beat the Red Sox and Jonathan Papelbon, and then the September 28th single to left to beat the Red Sox and Papelbon here at Camden Yards.
And there's a line in the left center field that gets down for a base hit. It gets by Willingham. It'll roll all the way to the wall. Paulino will be sent by DeMarlo Hale. No throw towards the plate, and the Orioles get another run. It's a 2-0 Orioles lead.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty routine base hit. Paulino's going to stop at second, except that the ball eludes Josh Willingham. You know, known more as a slugger, and the ball just had some backspin. He doesn't catch it. Certainly a catchable ball on one hop. He's not going anywhere. Play in front of him, and then right there sees the ball go all the way to the wall and scores easily. Robert Andino thought about going to third. Nice base running on his part as he stopped. Plays in front of him. Nobody out. Why take a chance of getting thrown out when you're already in scoring position?
It'll be a single and an error to allow the run to score and Andino to get to second base. Still nobody out for Reimold, and it's low.
And he needs to take a shot to right field here. And he's a leadoff hitter. I guess you only lead off once in a game most of the time, at least leading off an inning. It's your job here, situational hitting. Get him to third base. Make J.J. Hardy a better hitter. Runner at third and less than 2 outs.
And low again. 2-0. Nolan struck out his first at bat. Back-to-back singles plus the error to begin this third inning.
So Liriano goes from being ahead of everybody after striking out, as you mentioned, the side in the first inning, to being behind everybody. Makes a big difference.
Outside corner call.
It's almost like he crossed him up. You could watch Joe Mauer. I think he's going to go out and talk to him. He just catches his ball. I think he's looking breaking ball, and he just reaches up and away, or otherwise that ball goes all the way to the screen.
Now, remember before the game when we were talking about the Hall of Fame inductions, and you said you went in after Earl? You actually went in before.
I know that.
You told me you went in after him. But actually, it's the statues are going to be unveiled in the order of the numbers being retired. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Either way, it's a big honor. You can't tell me.
Well, I'm thinking, well, maybe he knows something that I don't know, which is doubtful, of course.
But you were the guy at Cooperstown.
I understand that. I wrote the letter to the Veterans Committee telling them how great Earl was. I didn't really mean it, but it worked.
I mean, I work with you all the time. I figure you know when you got inducted.
I do know.
There's Earl's number.
I just thought they felt sorry for him. Get him in there. Give him the statue. He'll feel good about himself. Come on.
Here's the 2-2. It's grounded towards third and foul. Wide of the bag and down the line.
Yeah, that slider hard to hit to right field. And try to do it on the first strike.
Dino will get back to second base.
Yeah, those are the situations where, again, you're 19 and 28 against lefties. Whether you're righty or lefty, situational hitting is all about putting more pressure on them. I would imagine if Nolan can hit the ball to the right side and you do get the runner either in or to third base, Gardner is going to play his infield in. And he's going to make Hardy a better hitter. And that's the little things that you try to do to, again, manufacture runs. A little bit different when the count gets to 2-2.
Reimold an RBI opportunity with Andino, a good base runner out there at second base. Liriano has slowed down his pace. 2-2 is hit towards the hole. Carroll a diving stop. Andino will hustle the third because off the bag was Valencia.
Yeah, Danny Valencia takes a couple of steps to maybe catch that ball. Carroll makes a nice play in the hole. You're going to see it right here. And now he doesn't get back. Because if he's back, well, they're probably going to throw out Robert Andino. Well, you know, we talked about Brooks Robinson. I remember beating the Tigers once 2-1, and somebody hits the ball in the hole, 2 outs, and Belanger just comes up. Brooks is right back at third. The inning's over. Otherwise, the inning is protracted as it is going to be here. That's a tough play, though. And Valencia, his first instinct is to try to go get it.
So Liriano up to 43 pitches. He was at 31 as this inning began.
And I think, Jim, this meeting's all about, okay, you've had a great spring. I mean, really pitch well, shoulders better, stay out of the big inning. I mean, even if you give them another run with nobody out, you're right back into the heart of the order for the second time. And that's really what starting pitcher tries to do, damage control. You didn't want to give up 2. You don't want to give up 3. But the last thing you want to do has a huge inning. Your team going to have to prove they could score a run, something they didn't do last year. Give them a chance. Make them think they still are in this game.
The lowest first pitch swinging percentage as J.J. Hardy at 8.30. Mauer and Jamie Carroll also in this game. And in his first at bat, typical of J.J. Hardy, took a pitch for a ball. And then looks over one at the knees for a strike.
Yeah, he really got pitched to the first time. Great changeups down and away. Better high ball hitter than low ball hitter. That's why he took that pitch, looking away.
You see the infield set up for a double play. They'll allow the run to score if they can get 2 outs. Instead of throw to first, chases Reimold, and with a lead and a good base runner at first, that also increases the chances for Buck Showalter to put a runner in motion.
Now, they don't run a whole lot on Francisco Liriano. I mean, he doesn't have a Flanagan-McGregor type of move. Andy Pettit, only 14 attempts last year, 9 successful. And he's just making sure that maybe, of course, you're looking for an out here. Maybe you're going to catch him leaning. Lane Kirby, Oriole first base coach, having a little conversation with Nolan Reimold. Probably one of them is make sure that he goes home. Don't get picked off.
Big healthy cut, and he swings through it. It's 0-2. Liriano does have 4 strikeouts. He's also walked 1.
Well, there's a good heater, and JJ doesn't miss this pitch too much. But now he's in a chance, and you always talk about strikeouts. He needs one here. This is when you really, especially when you get ahead of the hitter, you work to get the strikeout. Keep the run from scoring.
Bouncer back towards the mound. Second for 1. Back to first, and out at first. There's a double play. Andino scores in a 3-0 Oriole lead.
Well, you get the run, you don't get the RBI if you're J.J. Hardy. I think I come home.
He certainly had a play because the ball was hit right back to him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're going to get 2, but he had plenty of time to throw in Andino. And of course, if you're Joe Mauer, you're going to run him back to third base. You're not going to allow the runner to get to third, which would be Reimold. But again, you get a run in. He made contact, and he did it with 2 strikes.
Base is empty. 2 down now for Nick Markakis, who struck out his first at bat. It was a called strike 3. Strike at the knees on 1. One on 1 the count as it sails high on Markakis. Liriano tonight is pitching for only the 2nd time in his career at Camden Yards. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. And his only other appearance was last year, April the 18th, when he beat the Orioles and Chris Tillman. He allowed only 2 runs that night, both on solo home runs. Wieters and Adam Jones went deep on him. Jones has already gone deep on him tonight. There's a line drive and a base hit to center field. Now Markakis with 2 strikes gets on with a 2-out single. That is the 4th hit in the inning. And Adam Jones in his first at-bat leading off the second went deep.
Yeah, the first time that Liriano got behind a Oriole hitter, 2-1 fastball drilled. And I mean drilled to right center field.
Adams' first home run on the year, his first RBI.
Well, Jonesy is on a mission. I'll be the first one to tell you what you like to hear from a young player, that I'm going to steal more bases. I'm going to try to swing at strikes. I'm going to hit more home runs, but I'm not going to just try to do it. I'm just going to have really good quality at bats. And when he does that, he's one heck of a hitter. And then there's the other dimensions of his ability in the outfield. Great arm. Already won a Gold Glove.
So 20 pitches for Liriano in this inning.
Well, that's part of the plan. Dan Duquette came over as the general manager, wanted guys that, and only 29 walks here last year, but wanted the players that he acquired to be guys that are cognizant of working the account. We see the Red Sox do it. We see the Yankees do it. The whole plan is get the starting pitcher out of there. Get the pitch count up.
Mile high pop up left side of the infield, not coming in foul ground. There's Valencia, and it finally comes down for the out. Orioles get a couple and strand 1. We're through 3 at Camden Yards, and the Birds with a 3-0 lead. .com/fan guide for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 this year at an MLB World Series game presented by Scott's, the official lawn care company of MLB. Lowe's home field advantage. Get those lawns looking good.
I think
it does here at Camden Yards.
I think that Nicole Sherry, the groundskeeper here, is using that product. This ballpark looks beautiful. I told her, I said, you're right up there neck and neck with Oriole trainer Richie Bancells, who's bragging about his grass. Never looked better.
Really?
Lush.
There's Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Yeah. How you doing?
I said, the difference is this is going to still look good in July, and your grass is going to be faltering.
Because he'll be here.
Yeah, well, he'll be working, and he doesn't have the people that Nicole has. Like you, people.
And that one back to the screen. Well, this is the time of year that the lawn will look good because you get enough water. And
I hear this every year from Richie. Just let me know in August when they I told him today, when they unveil Eddie Murray's statue, let me know how the yard looks.
3-0 on Morneau as Tommy Hunter falls behind.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be swinging, but you know, Tommy, the last thing he wants to do, you get him a couple of runs, you got a 3-0 lead, is walk Justin Morneau.
There's a strike at the knees.
So that's, I mean, this is where all the work, the side work. Can I just keep the ball? And of course, Morneau, a great power of the opposite field, but can I just keep it on the outside quarter of the plate, right where the target is?
This one goes towards the gap in right center field. Markakis looks up and it bounces against the wall. Nick plays the carom perfectly, fires back in. Morneau has a leadoff double. So he fell behind. Morneau got a pitch to drive, and he did. And he's at second. Well, Tommy Hunter tonight, his first start of the season. And what's unique about the start, Jim, it's the first time in his career he's actually pitched a game in April. In his career in May, he's only pitched once, and only 6 times in June. Very unusual start to his career, where his career is back heavy in terms of the season. He has either been on the disabled list or in the minor leagues with Texas.
Yeah, the groin pull, 13 wins with the Rangers. Started the minor leagues in 2010. And,
Willingham hit by a pitch, so he'll jog down to first.
Well, it's a terrific. Again, if you're the Minnesota Twins, and Buck Showalter, the Orioles manager, not liking how this inning's starting, but if you're Rod Gardenhire, you want Morneau because we're talking about a guy that was the MVP in 2006 and 2010 before he had the concussion that you talked about. Already had 18 home runs going into July. They just want him out on the field. So again, he got a good pitch to hit. He did exactly what he did when he's the real Justin Morneau. And then Tommy Hunter, again, Willingham loves the ball out over the plate. He tries to come in, and now you got yourself a little mini rally. Trying to get back into the game.
Parmalee takes high.
And it's going to make me look bad because maybe Liriano did do the right thing, getting the double play ball and giving up that 3rd run, especially if Tommy Hunter lets him back into the game.
Outside ball 2, and Wieters now will go out for a chat.
Because Tommy has only thrown a couple of pitches over 90. So again, the back problems early on. I mean, he did do the workout program with Brady Anderson. Came into camp a lot more fit than he's ever been. He throws a lot of strikes. But the key to him and any pitcher is to stay out of the middle of the plate. And in this inning, got behind Morneau, threw one down the middle, and there was your double.
Morneau and Willingham, none down. Found that away, and it's 2-1. Tommy's a former first-round pick. Texas took him out of the University of Alabama in 2007. They had 5 first-round picks that year. And he was the 5th of the 5, the 54th overall. And as Jim mentioned, he became an Oriole last July the 30th. Just inside ball 3.
Yeah, the one thing when you look at Chris Parmalee, I mean, again, one of the better players, came up at 355 with 4 home runs in the month of September, but they love the on-base percentage. And he was talking about it on Thursday at the workout. Gets strikes to hit.
Didn't mean to swing, and he fouls it off. Count goes full.
And right there, we've seen him on a couple of occasions check swings. He's going to see a lot of guys that you just don't get the straight fastball. The one thing Tommy Hunter does, he cuts the ball. He's trying to make it move. But he's looking for an out, and Parmalee is looking for a base hit to continue this rally.
3-2 is swung on and fouled. That'll be down the left field line and back in the crowd out of play. Parmalee bounced into a force play his first at bat.
Yeah, we have not seen any curveballs from Tommy Hunter, or I haven't seen a changeup. It's a pitch that he usually incorporates. I'm not sure he's going to do it now since he hasn't thrown it.
Another 3-2 to Parmalee. Is fisted towards third, foul. Reynolds will get there, and that's a big out for Tommy Hunter. 1 down. The runners have to hold and 1 away. Time for our Auto Trader game flow, and the flow of this game is Tommy Hunter has been allowing base runners, but he's getting big outs, and Minnesota has not scored. And the Orioles taking advantage of the misplay in left field, getting a home run from Adam Jones with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, big pitch there. Just again, we talked about a double-A. The one thing about Parmalee, never until September of last year played higher than double-A, and right there, 3-2. You know, in the minors, a lot of times you can look dead red, get it. He just threw a little cutter, jammed him. Big, huge out.
Danny Valencia, who popped up to Andino his first at bat. Now double play gets you out of it.
Yeah, he worked very hard. I was talking to him on Thursday, trying to hit the ball the other way. Got home run crazy. Pulled off a lot of pitches. Joe Bouvra, their hitting instructor, saying use the whole field. As you mentioned, Target Field, their home ballpark up in Minnesota. It is a pitcher's paradise.
Popped them up foul first base side. Wieters and Johnson. Wieters near the dugout, runs out of room. A 1-1 the count. The other thing about Tommy Hunter, and the opposing hitters certainly know this, he rarely walks a batter. So as a result, he's always around the plate, so you're getting good looks at it. And that's why he generally gives up a lot of base hits. He's averaging just under 11 base hits, or did last year. And for his career, he's just under 10 per 9 innings.
Again, it kind of reminds me of what when Johnny Sain was a pitching coach with the White Sox. Throw the ball, throw strikes, and make it move. Cut it, sink it, do something. Where George Bamberger, our pitching coach, was, how about throwing the ball low and away? And once you establish there, you don't see him pitch down and away very often.
Two and one on Valencia, 2 on with 1 out. Hard hit ball, foul down the line.
Boy, he got lucky there. Again, a little cutter.
So did Tim Sheedy. He got out of the way.
Yeah. Tim had a terrific. You didn't see many hitters or pitchers looking in yesterday. Nicely umpired game behind the plate.
He is the crew chief of this crew. He was in a good mood yesterday. Came out for the lineup cards as I was walking off the field, shook my hand. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Nice bow tie. I'm sure he told you about that.
Ground ball to third. Reynolds will step on third. Fire across. In time. A double play, and that ends the inning. So first and second, nobody down, and Tommy Hunter pitches out of it as Minnesota bounces into the inning-ending double play. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by AT&T 4G LTE with speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Acura Advance. 3-0 game as Mark Reynolds will bat second in this inning. He fielded that ground ball, made it a 5-5-3 double play. That Wieters takes low. Wieters, Reynolds, Johnson this inning. Down it to third, played there by Valencia, a couple of steps, and he gets it across and one down on 2 pitches. Time for our Hollywood Casino League leaders, slots, tables, and dining, the ultimate triple play at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Well, the home run leaders last year, Bautista with 43 led the league, Granderson right behind him, then Mark Teixeira. But how about Mark Reynolds, Jim? 37 fourth in the American League last year.
Again, the 3 highest, one of the 3 guys with the most home runs, right behind Pujols and Fielder the last 3 years. So consistency. And he had to come over, learn a new league. You can hit a ball really high and really far.
Fastball sails high. Well, he had 44 with the Diamondbacks in 2009. That was a career high. Struck out his first at bat. Liriano began the game striking out the first 3 Oriole hitters. He does have 4.
And I think Francisco Liriano should be wary that he's swinging away here at 3-0.
And it's outside ball 4.
Yeah, the one thing that Mark Reynolds, we talked 196 strikeouts last year, but he did lead the team in walks. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you got to be pretty careful with him because his base hits end up going over walls.
And Reynolds on with a walk. That is the second walk allowed by Liriano, and Orioles get another base runner. They've gone 3 up, 3 down only once, and that was in the bottom of the first. But Johnson will take a strike. Well, Francisco Liriano, a left-hander, Jim, in his career has allowed only 5 home runs to left-handed batters, and here's that list. Jack Cust, Curtis Granderson, Ken Griffey Jr., Travis Hafter, and Juan Miranda, who hit a total of 11 home runs in his career. So just 5 regular season home runs, lefty versus lefty. Now, Hideki Matsui of the Yankees did go deep on him in a playoff game, but that doesn't count for this study.
Yes, for this study.
It counted in the playoff game.
Yeah, because it helped eliminate him.
So here's the interesting matchup. You have Liriano, who tends to keep lefties in the ballpark, and Johnson, who hits lefties well.
But maybe not this lefty well.
Right away with a fastball, 1-2. Liriano was 9-10 last year. First on the scene in 06. He went 12-3, made the All-Star team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was when he was throwing about 95, 96 with the same changeup and a harder slider. Then the Tommy John surgery.
He signed with San Francisco when he was 16 years old.
But he had a terrific year 2 years ago. He won 14 games, struck out over 200. But the shoulder problems that left the game against the Orioles later in the year. DL early on. When the Orioles were in Minnesota in August, only pitched 2 innings, had to leave with a tight shoulder. Nothing wrong with his arm.
Ball and 2 strikes on Johnson. Foul straight down at the plate.
Yeah, I always thought when I first saw Nick Johnson that he was going to be a special player, and the reason I say that is because, again, he's got an on-base percentage for his career over 40%, so he makes you throw strikes. Most pitchers don't want to do that. He can hit the ball all over, occasional power, doesn't try to hit home runs, but capable of doing it, which you like to see in a hitter. But again, all kinds of injuries have derailed his career. Pretty good move there.
Reynolds was leaning, looked like he wanted to run. He just did get back. Wayne Kirby and Reynolds checking out DeMarlo Hale, the other side of the field, flashing some signs. Reynolds getting a lot of attention from Liriano. Off the end of the bat, shallow right center field, charging in is Revere. And he's got it for the out and 2 down here in the Oriole 4th inning. The festivities of opening week will continue on Monday as the Yankees come to town. That's game 1 of a 3-game series. And on Tuesday, don't miss the first Ollie's Bargain Night presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserve seats for this and all the Tuesday home games, $9 in advance. So get your 20th anniversary season of Camden Yards started off right. 888-848-BIRD or online Orioles.com. Opening weekend of 2012.
Yeah, nice crowd tonight, as a matter of fact.
Ronnie Paulino DHing tonight. Fouls it back. Taylor Teagarden was expected to be the backup catcher, but he's had some injury problems with the disc in his back.
Yeah, he had a ligament, I guess, that connected the lower part of your back that needs to be healed. Paulino, at least career-wise, better offensive numbers. Teagarden, a better defensive catcher.
Paulino earning a spot on the opening day roster, and he is DHing tonight. Reynolds at first. He walked. Now 2 men down. Sharply hit down the line. That is a fair ball off the glove of Valencia. Heading to third is Reynolds as Carroll runs it down. And that'll be a double for Paulino, who's 2 for 2.
Yeah, tried to bury its slider down and in. And again, we told you Ronnie Paulino playing as a DH because he hits lefties. Great angle right here. Watch him hit it right over the bag. Valencia, the ball comes up. The backhanded play, whether you're third base or any position, the toughest play to make. If the ball comes up, it's hard to get it into the web. And right here, play in front of Mark Reynolds, easily gets into third. Paulino canters into second. That's what catchers do, they canter.
Second and third with 2 down for Robert Andino. Chance for add-on runs here with 2 men down. Lays off the off-speed pitch, and it's 1-0 for Andino, who singled and scored his first at-bat.
Again, it's only last year, but Robert made his living, at least early in the year, hitting left-handed pitching. Ended up over 300 on deck. Nolan Reimold, you 3 runs down. He hit 225, hit about 80 points lower. You cannot give in to Andino if you're Francisco Liriano, and I think Joe Mauer coming out to talk about that.
Ron Gardenhire sees his club trail by 3 and 2 more in scoring position. Andino 2 out of 4 early on here in the season. Ground ball, base hit down the left field line. Reynolds to score. Paulino chugging around. He'll score. Ball dropped by Willingham, and Andino takes second base. Huge 2-out base hit and a 5-0 Oriole lead.
Now the ability to bunt. You play in if you're Danny Valencia at third because you respect the bunt. Watch this slider down and in. That would get it all the way in. Hits it sharply. And then again, because you're playing even with the bag because of the speed factor, able to hit it by him, and then Willingham's probably going to get another error.
Yep, that'll be a single, 2 RBIs, and an error on Willingham to allow Andino to take second base. So 2 errors in the game for Willingham. Nolan Reimold with a runner out in scoring position. Over but low, 1-0.
Yeah, the one thing Nolan did so well last year, runners in scoring position, maybe not the most at bats, but 124 at bats. I mean, actually, make it 58 at bats, hit 345. Only Matt Wieters in that number. Of course, he played all year, pretty much every day, and he hit 321. Seemed like Matt hit almost 500 for the first couple of months with runners in scoring position.
And there's a strike as Reimold looked it over. 2-1 the count. Nolan is 1 out of 2. An infield hit his last at bat. Here's Alex Burnett, right-hander. Minnesota bullpen today shrunk by one, because Anthony Swarzak now will have to start tomorrow. There's a bloop, center field. That's going to fall, base hit. Andino read it perfectly, and he will score, and it's a 6-0 Oriole lead. So the error by Willingham hurts. Andino would have been at first, and Reimold drives him in.
Yeah, doesn't hit it hard, right off the fist. And he just fights it into center field, big and strong. You can see right off almost where the black and the white of the bat meet, way up on the trademark. Safe haven. Andino with great speed. He's running easily, scoring. Rick Anderson, their pitching coach for the Twins, back out to talk to Francisco.
Ron Gardenhire sees his team now fall behind 6-0.
Well, Buck Showalter was talking about it. You know, he was so happy, number one, that it was opening day. He knows how important it is here in Baltimore, but he was equally happy to see his club play the way they did yesterday. Great pitching. I mean, the fans were out, great weather. He said the last thing you want to do is have one of these games where you don't play well defensively, you don't score a lot of runs. Everything was just the opposite for the Orioles yesterday. Terrific starting pitching, clutch hitting, early runs, great defense, and then the fans had a chance to celebrate.
Reimold chased back. Orioles had a 6-batter inning last inning, scored twice. A double play helped out Liriano. Reimold on for Hardy, who is the 7th batter to bat here in the 4th. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. JJ struck out his first at bat and bounced into that 1-6-3 double play in the 3rd inning. The precious add-on runs. 2 on the hit by Andino, and then the 3rd on the hit by Reimold. Strike at the knees, and it's 0-2.
And it happens after an inning where the Twins get the double. And you can see right there what's happened. The Orioles, of course, have a 5-game winning streak against the Twins, trying to make it 6, but it happens after Tommy Hunter gets out of a jam in the top of the 4th.
Off the end of the bat, Carroll at short calling. Squeezes it for the final out, but a big inning for the Orioles. They get a walk, a double, a couple of singles, an error, and score 3, and a 6-0 lead. Challenged on the night, Josh Willingham, a slow roller that went for an infield hit. Reynolds knew he had to hurry. Reynolds starting a double play there, and then we'll go to the bag after getting that line drive hit at him and handcuffed him in a 5-5-3 double play that ended the fourth inning and helped get Tommy Hunter out of a jam. So the hot corner, 26 errors last year at third base. 31 overall, and worked real hard on his defense in the spring with Mike Bordick and DeMarlo Hale.
Yeah, one of the first things that Buck Showalter said, maybe you'd like to come a little bit lighter to camp, and he did. That's the first thing you like to know as a manager.
Nick Johnson gloves and the race to the bag, and he wins it as Ben Revere grounds out to begin the fifth inning. And Nick Johnson.
Yeah, I'm trying to, being my age, whatever that is. I look at Nick Johnson with that mustache, and I'm thinking David Niven, Robert Taylor. Looks like maybe a 50, 60 actor. You ever have a mustache?
You'd look good.
No, I wouldn't. I grew a beard once, and then somebody told me you look like so-and-so, and I didn't want to look like so-and-so. I went right home and shaved it. That's all it took.
Alexi Casilla takes a strike. You know what's funny about the mustache? The other day at the Welcome Home Luncheon, the players were signing autographs, and you know how they each have their autograph cards? Well, apparently Nick's photo was taken before he grew the mustache, and Mike Bordick was drawing mustaches on all of the Nick Johnson cards. There's a big bouncer to Edvito. And before the first that threw it out, Bordy said, come on, you got to be accurate. You got the mustache.
Exactly.
Masson's 30 prizes in 30 days contest is going on now through May the 5th. You can log on to Facebook.com/Masson Orioles and enter for your chance to win exclusive Orioles gear presented by your local Jeep and Dodge dealers. And there is some facial hair. B-Rob on the bench tonight with Brady Anderson. Brady got a nice ovation yesterday when he jogged on the field.
Well, you got one of Brady's bunch out on the mound today. One of the guys that worked out with him this winter, conditioning, Tommy Hunter. Nothing but strikes here after the 3-run fourth inning. Of course, that's pretty much what he's done all night. Here, hit it. Try to stay out of the middle of the plate, make it move, cut it, move it, sink it. A couple of ground balls here.
Here's the 0-2. It's high, 1-2. Well, it sure is good to see Brian around the team.
Well, I was talking to him yesterday, and I said, when it's just like if you're a Twin fan, you see Justin Morneau, a healthy Joe Mauer, hopefully for the year. You see Brian Robertson, you forget what an impact player he was. Not because he wasn't a terrific player, because he was, but it's just when you see him, you go, yeah, that's the guy that used to, hit the 45, 50, whatever, 54 doubles and steal 30 to 50 at bats and turn the double play. And if you get behind him and you just don't want to walk him because he's going to steal a base, he turns on and hits a home run.
Slow roller back towards the mound. Hunter Fields gets to the first, and a 3-up, 3-down inning on a ball that sailed on Nick Johnson. So the Twins go in order. We're through 4.5 at Camden Yards, and the Birds enjoying a lead. Game flow as the Orioles have taken a 6-0 lead on the Minnesota Twins, scoring 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 3 in the fourth, and enjoy a 6-0 lead. And welcome back into our broadcast booth, Jim Hunter with Jim Palmer, and it's a similar storyline from yesterday. You get the outstanding starting pitching, holding down Minnesota, the offense going to work, some opportunistic base hits, and you have a lead.
Buck Showalter is having it his way. Burger King, you get it? Just want to explain that to you. Good
Very
starting
clever.
pitching. Yes. Well, I said that yesterday, but I don't know if anybody noticed it because it was opening day. But this is, if you're going to draw out the plan, you want him to pitch well. He's done that. Tommy Hunter, not overpowering, but you know what's moving it, cutting it. Again, he has a changeup, curveball we haven't seen, hadn't needed it, and then the offense just getting the key hits tonight again. And Andino, and then you had Ronnie Paulino with a big hit. So all of a sudden it's 6-0. Game's not over, but you like your position.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter, an interesting guy because we mentioned he gives up a lot of base runners because he gives up a lot of base hits. Doesn't bother him. If he gets in a jam, he just tries to get out of it.
Well, again, he made 2 really big pitches to get out of the 4th inning. So Alex Burnett comes on. We get to see another one of their many bullpenners.
And here is Markakis leading off. And he takes a strike. Markakis is 1 out of 2. He singled his last at bat. And this one's a little low. Markakis, Jones, and Wieters for the Birds here in the 5th inning. And another base hit from Markakis. Rips it through the middle. And he is 2 out of 3. And Markakis begins the season with back-to-back multi-hit games.
Yeah, 90 miles per hour in the middle of the plate's not going to get Nick Markakis out. Yeah, may luck out and have him line it out, but Alex Burnett did not have a good spring down the middle. Did pitch in 66 games for the Twins last year. But at this level, it doesn't mean you can't pitch at 90 miles per hour. You just can't pitch in the middle of the plate. You have to change speeds, and you hope you got to have some movement.
Adam Jones takes low. Adam 1 out of 2 with a solo home run, his first of the year. And that got the Orioles on the board in the 2nd inning. This one's popped up. The second baseman Casilla will back out. And on the right field grass will make the grab for the out and 1 away. Tune into the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report Monday through Friday from 5 until 6:30. Join Tom Davis, Mel Antonin, Phil Wood, and Dave Johnson. They cover all the news from baseball, live interviews, batting practice, look-ins, and more. That's weeknights 5 o'clock on Masson for the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report.
What's a look-in?
Camera at the ballpark.
Oh, one of those.
Peek in and look in at the batting practice going on. It's a technical TV term that we talked about at the production meeting.
Good to know. What production meeting?
Exactly.
might have been you to the truck today.
I think you did.
Yes.
I was stuck in the tunnel.
What?
Not moving for 20 minutes in the middle of the McHenry Tunnel. Flashing lights up ahead, couldn't see. Just patiently waiting.
I would think a man of your stature would helicopter in.
No.
Has anybody ever landed on the warehouse here? You could have your own pod, helicopter pad, I guess it's really, but we'd call it the gym pod. And a lot of buildings very close here.
I don't know.
You'd have to, and then you'd rappel. It would really be a very dramatic thing. You'd land, or they hover, and then you would rappel down the side of the warehouse.
Yep, that'd be me.
I mean, Brian Cashman,
I love heights.
the giant. Brian Cashman, the general manager of the
he climbed the wall for charity, right? Or did he go up the wall or down the wall?
He went down. That's how you rappel, by the way.
Wieters swings through it. It's 1-2.
Rappelling is.
Well, I'm just checking your facts now. You see?
No, he did it, I think, in Stamford, Connecticut. There. He's also been a celebrity bartender. I mean, all kinds of things. We could have when the Yankees come in, we could have a rappelling contest between Dan Duquette and Bryant. Brian Cashman.
Well, for charity benefits, why not? As long as I don't have to do it. So that's pretty long ways up there in that warehouse. Two and two on Wieters. Alex Burnett on in relief of Francisco Liriano. And a foul at the plate got a piece of Mauer. And Wieters, who swung and fouled that pitch straight down, and Mauer certainly knows all about that. And Wieters backs out of the box so Mauer can collect his thoughts. Home plate umpire Jeff Nelson dusting off the plate.
Yeah, Burnett only 24, so he'll turn 25 in July. Comes out of Anaheim, California. Actually did a pretty good job. I mean, the numbers don't look that good, but as far as inherited runners, which is what they grade you on out of the bullpen, only 11th in the American League last year.
And a foul off the foot of Matt Wieters.
It's like a sinker slider guy.
So Liriano goes 4 innings, 6 runs, 5 of those earned on 8 base hits.
It's a game where, with his stuff, he's going to say, and I guess, you know, when you come off a shoulder injury, you're just happy you're able to pitch. But you know, he strikes out the side in the first inning. Jones hits a pretty good pitch over the right center field fence, and then they really didn't hit him hard, but he did give up 6 runs before the smoke cleared. But one of those games where you scratch your head and you say, I really wasn't as bad as the box score indicates. And then again, if you look at the 0 in the runs scored for the Twins, not easy to pitch as it was yesterday till the 9th inning. They were shut out.
Runner goes on the 3-2, and it's fouled down at the plate. And Markakis will get back to first base.
They really ran well yesterday. I think one of the big questions, while he'd play back-to-back games, DH'd in spring training, so not too many back-to-back games out in right field. I don't even think he had a play yesterday in right field. And Adam Jones seemed to do most of the fly ball catching on opening day here in Baltimore.
Markakis goes again on 3-2, and it's outside, ball 4. Birds have 2 on with 1 down in the 5th inning.
Yeah, Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, he said the Twins' way. I asked him about Liam Hendricks, who was supposed to pitch, but with food poisoning, we're going to see Anthony Swarzak tomorrow. He said, typical Twin pitcher, throw a lot of strikes. That's why walks are something that they're not really fond of. I mean, if you're going to get to the big leagues, you're going to be a strike thrower. You're going to have a Twin uniform on.
Mark Reynolds swings through it on 1. Mark has been up twice. He has not yet put the ball in play. He struck out in the 2nd, worked the walk, and scored in the 4th. Bouncer towards Casilla, backs up to play the hop to 2nd out there. No throw back to 1st. The inning will continue as Markakis gets to 3rd. She'll hit 2 slowly on that big bounce to turn 2. Wieters is forced 1st and 3rd with 2 down.
Yeah, Jamie Carroll certainly knows that because he just takes it and hopes that he might have a play at 3rd if Nick Markakis rounds the bag. Got Alex Burnett out of this inning.
Nick Johnson making his first start tonight. Bounced into a double play to end the 2nd. And flied out to shallow right in the 4th. Markakis the lead runner, Reynolds the trail runner with 2 down. Check swing and a foul on 1. Nick Johnson was a 3rd-round pick of the Yankees back in 1996. He got into 24 games with the Yankees 2 years ago in his 2nd tour with New York. And then last year he spent an injury-riddled season. He was in the Indians organization at Columbus at AAA, but was able to play in just 53 games. But he got healthy this winter. The Orioles signed him on a minor league deal, hoping he would be able to make the club, and he did. He's behind 0-2. Ground ball swept to second. There's Casilla. He'll get it to first, and that ends the inning. So a single and a walk, but 2 men left. We played 5. Tommy Hunter going back to work with a 6-0 lead. It's the series finale against the Twins with Jason Hamill making his Orioles debut. He'll go to the mound against Anthony Swarzak. Our coverage on Masson 2 begins at 1 o'clock with those extra presented by Jeep. Then Gabe coverage at 1:30. We've got all the access you need right here on Masson. And a lot of enthusiasm for the Orioles early on. There's a tremendous amount of energy in the ballpark yesterday with a sellout crowd and a nice vocal crowd on hand here tonight. Tommy Hunter trying to win his season debut. Here's Jamie Carroll leading off the Minnesota 6. And he looks over ball 1.
Yeah, Jamie Carroll, and when you look at his box score, and anytime he puts the ball in the air, having hit a home run now in the last 2 years, it's not what he wants to do. He's a line drive ground ball hitter. And you could see him. We saw him early yesterday where he really tries to work the count. You know, again, 38-year-older, a lot of experience, 10 years in the big leagues. He knows what he can do, and hitting fly balls is not one of those things.
There's a strike at the knees, 1-2.
Ron Gardenhire, if you're gonna, as a manager, you're gonna get some offense. If Span can stay healthy and he's going to hit second, he's going to be a lot of hit and runs, moving the runner.
And when he hits it in the air, Markakis was shallow. He'll back up on it. And has it for the out, 1 away. And Tommy Hunter trying to win his season debut. Very pitch efficient on the night. Has not yet reached 70 pitches.
Well, he's not afraid to pitch to contact.
There's a lesson in there.
Well, yes, there is.
He does have 2 strikeouts. Both came in the first inning. He has not walked the batter, and there's pitch number 70. It's bounced to second base, and Andino gets it. 1 pitch to Mauer. He's retired. And 2 down here in the 6th inning. Well, it's time for our Twitter chatter. Let's look around and see who's saying what. On Twitter, Bob Nightingale. How ugly it was for the Red Sox today. The Tigers' 10-0 win was the largest shutout victory over the Sox since July the 28th of 1948 at Briggs Stadium.
Well, I guess so. Now the Red Sox are 0-2.
And this ball hit to right. Markakis backs up on it. And it's a long fly ball out to the warning track by Justin Morneau, and Minnesota goes 3 up, 3 down. We're through 5.5. The Orioles with a 6-0 lead. Just as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. The fans on the roof deck bar in center field enjoying a cold one. They're also enjoying a 6-0 Orioles lead. 9 base hits. Birds taking advantage of 2 Minnesota errors. And it's low, 1-0. So Justin Morneau swung at the first pitch just as you were going to give us some insight. The Red Sox getting pounded 10-0.
Well, 5 home runs by Josh Beckett. Solos, that's the good news. The bad news, they all went out of the ball. But now the Tigers last year, the 4th best offensive team in baseball. They lose Victor Martinez, who hit .330, drove in 102 or 3 or 4 runs. And of course, they get Prince Fielder. And a good moving fastball right there. But what are you going to do for us this year? Article in the Boston Globe by Dan Shaughnessy basically saying that, Beckett, he was one of the beer and chicken guys, and he did win 13 games, but did not pitch well in September.
1-2 back to the screen.
Great expectations, Bobby Valentine and the Red Sox, but they're going to have to not only stay healthy, and apparently the word is that Beckett is eventually going to need thumb surgery. They already lost their closer, Andrew Bailey, with an older collateral ligament tear falling in spring training. He'll be out most of the summer.
Line drive and a base hit to right center field for Paulino, who is 3 for 3. And a 2-strike base hit, so Paulino gets on, leading off here in the 6th inning. Time now for our PNC Minor League Report, brought to you by PNC for the Achiever in you. And Dylan Bundy, how about this season debut at Delmarva? He went 3 innings. He retired all 9 batters, and he struck out 6. So a successful debut for Dylan Bundy in his professional debut for the Shorebirds.
Well, we were in Kansas City. Art Stewart, a longtime scouting director in his 80s, said the best high school pitcher I've seen since Doc Gooden. And the scouts were talking today, maybe one of the, if not the best high school pitcher they've ever seen. I saw him throw in spring training. He's got a fabulous windup, great stuff, great command, and I would be very surprised if he's not in the big leagues before this year is over.
Wow.
But again, I'm not the general manager. I'm not the Rick Peterson, the minor league pitching coach, coordinator. But he certainly has major league stuff. I didn't see anything, and again, I'm sure they'll let him get his feet wet, not for long, and then move him up. And I mean, he's got fabulous stuff, and he throws strikes. And he can throw the ball knee high, low and away. Not a bad way to pitch.
And Dino fouls it back, 1-2.
And Davey Johnson, Steve Johnson, his son, was warming up. I said, don't ever do that again. You never want to warm up on a mound when Dylan Bundy is down about 3 mounds. They made me do that with Arthur Rhodes when I tried to make the comeback when I was 45. Really bad idea. Arthur's thrown about 99.
Andino fouls it off to stay alive.
See, those are the pitches that Robert Andino, and to me, he was the most improved player on the Orioles in 2011. Those are the pitches he didn't hit early. He'd swing right through them. He'd swing around them. He's really made some nice adjustments at the plate. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to get hit, but what he does, instead of striking out, there's his hitting instructor, Jim Presley, he gets another chance.
And mix it over low, a good eye and a good take.
Great acquisition. You know, former number 2nd round guy. So you know, if you're drafted in the 2nd round, you have, and you're a little guy, you have some good skills. It's just a matter of taking that natural ability and honing it into the skills at this level.
Hit towards short. Carroll gloves the hot smash to 2nd one. Casilla back to 1st, and there's a double play. So they go 6-4-3. And a double play turned by the Twins, the 3rd they've turned tonight. Experience Camden Yards in an exciting new way with Oriole Park's 5-bagger suite. The package for one low price. You get a fully catered suite for 5 games, including 2 against the Yankees, Red Sox, or Phillies, plus parking, VIP treatment, and more. And now when you reserve a 5-game plan, you'll receive 6 club-level tickets to the nearly sold-out Saturday, June 9th interleague game against the Phillies. Now, the dates are going fast, so don't miss out. For the 5-bagger suite package, call 410-547-6173 or go online Orioles.com/suites.
Well, you were talking to Gordon Lakey, the advanced guy for the Phillies, asking with the injury to Chase Utley, well, how come or did they think about that?
Did they think about it? I ran into Melvin in a deli, and he wants to play. Reimold, a high fly ball to left field. Willingham back on it, has a play. Reimold hit it high, didn't get out, and Willingham gets it. So base hit, but none left. We're through 6. And the Orioles trying to go 2-0, lead at 6-0. The fact Nolan Reimold led off for the Orioles yesterday, as he is tonight, breaking a string of 8 consecutive opening day starts for Brian Roberts. Prior to Roberts, the last leadoff batter for the Orioles was Jerry Hairston Jr., opening day of 2003. Reimold in the leadoff spot for now, and Ryan Roberts trying to work his way back, watching with the team, working out, sitting there with Brady Anderson.
And no timetable, but certainly doing a lot more on the field than he has.
Willingham takes a strike. He's been on base twice, hit by a pitch, reached on an infield hit. Orioles have out hit Minnesota 10-4. Bouncer, 1-1.
Willingham with 29 home runs last year, playing for Oakland, and then he contributed the 2-run shot yesterday off of Troy Patton. The changeup ended up in the middle of the plate, and he pulverized it to left center.
Foul, that's out of play.
But that's just a little cut fastball. It spins. Maybe it was supposed to be down and away, and Josh has a pretty good swing, but again, the movement on the ball. The one thing about Tommy Hunter, when he throws his fastball, he's been able to sink it, get it to move, running into the righties, away from the lefties. That's why he's getting a lot of ground balls. And then the cutter. And there's the 90, trying to hit that outside corner.
Here's relief pitcher Jared Burton.
I had a chance to meet him today. He's from South Carolina. Here we forgot to wish a happy birthday yesterday, but Bert Blyleven, the Hall of Famer, who broadcast for the Twins, he turned 61 yesterday.
I saw Bert yesterday, but I didn't know it was his birthday.
There Bert. He is. Told him he looked much older today than he did yesterday. Boy, what a deserving guy to get in the Hall of Fame with all those strikeouts and shutouts and wins. Long time coming, but terrific pitcher. Talk about a good windup that led to longevity.
2-2 is low ball 3, and you were there for the induction ceremony, right?
Yeah. He was good. Very, very good.
He's got a good wit.
Yeah, well, had a good curveball, too. It's funny. Ron Rizzo, one of the advanced scouts for the Dodgers, said I put up Arrieta's curveball with Blyleven, Pasquale. That's how good Jake's curveball was yesterday. Not to mention in the mid-90s, 96 miles per hour in the first inning.
Well, he was very pitch efficient. Last year, when he pitched his home opener in the win against the Tigers, he went 6 innings and threw 99 pitches. Yesterday, he went 7 innings and threw 97. So 2 fewer pitches, and he pitched an inning more.
Against a little different team offensively.
3-2, breaking ball in there.
Curveball
Strike.
So for the first time all night that I've seen, he throws a curveball and a changeup in the same at bat. Missed with a change, comes back with a backdoor curveball. And Josh Wilming, why me? Why me? As he just freezes. He thinks it's going to be inside. Just comes back, catches the inside corner. Well timed.
Third strikeout for Tommy Hunter. 2 have been called strike 3s. Chris Parmelee.
There's another change, yeah.
Parmelee is 0 for 2. And he takes a strike. Another first-round pick of Minnesota. Tommy Hunter looking for his first win. He's a former first-round pick. A little bit high. Jake Arrieta might have been a first-round pick, but there was some signability questions, so he lasted till the 5th round, and the Orioles took him and gave him a nice bonus to sign him.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday that Joe Johnson, who's the scouting director, said that they had him a lot lower, so they were lucky to get him in the 5th round. Still available and healthy.
Arrieta working real hard. Foul down the third base line. Reynolds is over, and he runs out of room. But really, a key to his game yesterday, Jim, I think, was in the very first inning. Because after getting Denard Span, he walked Jamie Carroll. It was a long at-bat. And then Joe Mauer had a real good at-bat. But then hit the bouncer back to Arrieta, and he started the 1-6-3 double play. And then from there, he had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the second, a 3-up, 3-down inning in the third. And before you knew it, the Orioles had him a lead.
Well, that's part of the deal, you know, where you do your job and then you wait for the cavalry charge, which the Orioles were able to give him. And he kind of hurried the double play ball, and there's a tendency to do that. But again, Hardy made a nice play. They turn the double play. You're out of the inning. And then you get the 3-time batting champ out in Joe Mauer.
Now, is that a rule that two guys from Texas have to sit together? Chris Davis, a native of Texas, and Jake grew up in Plano,
a suburb of Dallas.
Now, let's see, you were born in Manhattan, but you grew up in Arizona and California.
California, so then Arizona high school.
Where do you claim to be from? Where's the place you're known
I don't. Baltimore, because I spent most of my life here.
3-2 is high, ball 4, and there's a 1-out walk. Good answer. That's the first walk allowed by Tommy Hunter.
I was a transient youngster.
Showalter making some notes on his scorecard.
Well, again, the one thing that Chris Parmalee did in the minors and even in the major leagues was on base percentage. And you're 6 runs down, you need base runners. He was able to foul some pitches off to earn that walk.
One hopper to Andino. There's Hardy. There's Johnson, and there's a double play. So after the 1-out walk, there's a double play ball as Tommy Hunter gets it to Andino, who gets it to Hardy for the double play. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly. As the Orioles at the 7th inning stretch enjoying a 6-0 lead, and this game has had a lot of what yesterday's game had, including outstanding starting pitching, but the timely hitting. And the double play ball, the pitcher's best friend. And hi everybody, Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer. 31,000 plus the attendance here tonight after a sellout yesterday. And again, the enthusiasm in the ballpark. The fans are craving for the Orioles to get off to a good start.
Well, again, it goes back to, we'll kind of reiterate what Buck Showalter, the Orioles skipper, said. When you have a big crowd, you had it yesterday, sell out of 46,000, 31,000 tonight. You like to play well, and that's exactly what the Orioles are doing. And again, I think the theme, worst starting pitcher in the Major League Baseball last year, 60 quality starts out of 162 starts, only 56 games where they gave up 5 runs or more, and all of a sudden you get back-to-back great starts. You know, again, momentum is your starting pitching, and they've done a terrific job.
Yeah, before the game, Buck Showalter was asked about any carryover, and he said, we'll see, because he has the theory of yours that, you know what, it's all up to the guy the next day. Well, so far, 7 shutout innings by the starter yesterday, 7 shutout innings by the starter tonight. So, well, there's some carryover, at least in the numbers.
There certainly is. And again, I think one of a second theme, if you're a starting pitcher, you want your guys to think you have a chance to win. Arrieta did a terrific job yesterday, and exactly what Tommy Hunter. So again, all that conditioning, trying to control the variables, something that Tommy worked hard on with Brady Anderson, has so far worked.
And here is Jared Burton, who was warming up last inning. He comes on for Minnesota, so a third pitcher used by Ron Gardenhire. And he deals high to J.J. Hardy. Hardy, Markakis, and Jones for the Birds here in the 7th. Slow roller towards third, charging Valencia. The race is on. He throws, and he got him. And a bang play, and one out here in the Orioles 7th inning. Well, our PNC postgame brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Don't forget Ozextra, Tom and Rick are standing by. They're prepping as we speak. They'll have the AT&T player of the game. Of course, the Buck Showalter postgame press conference in its entirety and player interviews and much more. That's coming up on Ozextra postgame on Masson. Ooh, that bird's angry. Here's Markakis. And he looks at a strike. So Burnett goes 2 innings, and now it's Burton.
Yeah, and they've done pretty much what you'd like to have your bullpen do. Come in and put up blanks. Oh, looks like a little splitter from Jared Burton. And the Cincinnati organization picked up on waivers during the offseason.
One and one on Markakis. High fly ball, right center field. He got a lot of it. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. Markakis has homered in back-to-back games and a 7-0 Oriole lead.
Changeup that ends up in the middle of the plate, and Nick all over it. First home run to left. This one a long drive to right field.
He's got 2 home runs and now 4 RBIs on the young season. And here is Adam Jones.
He only hit 15 last year.
High fly ball, left center field. The ballpark will hold this one. The center fielder Span calls, and he's got it for the out. So Adam got his pitch, just missed it.
Yeah, take a look again at Nick Markakis and see where the target is, and he misses by about a foot. Jared brings it across the plate. And I think the one interesting thing that Nick Markakis said last year, he said, I probably had 15 different stances. I'd like to find one, and boy, it seems like the one he has now is working. Back-to-back games with home runs.
Well, Buck Showalter's club swinging the bats well tonight. 11 base hits, couple of home runs. And Wieters takes a strike. And that's down and in.
Yeah, we talked so much about Matt Wieters' year last year. I mean, he ended up with 22 home runs, 11 from this side of the plate. Of course, 11 and 375 at bats, 11 and 121 at bats. So the home run per at bat, much better right-handed, and he's kind of made a little bit of a change. He's always had that little high leg kick, but it's gotten a little bit lower hitting left-handed. And when you ask him, well, you know, as a switch hitter, they always talk about it's, you know, it's hard to stay tuned up on both sides of the plate. He said, I usually work harder from the side that I struggle. And he didn't struggle last year. He just was so good hitting right-handed. So again, you can see a little toe tap. That fastball up and in. Trying to get the foot down to be ready to hit a little bit earlier.
Matt Wieters, his round of BP today. B.J. Surhoff was his batting practice pitcher, and you were paying particular attention to the toe tap.
Yeah, Jim Presley was saying just trying to bring the leg back down.
Yep. Right field, that ball's hit well. Back on it, Revere, and that ball is gone. 2 home runs in the inning as Wieters goes deep. His first of the year makes it 8-0 O's.
tough to pitch at the big leagues in the middle of the plate. We see it on a nightly basis. So the change up to Markakis, the fastball in the middle of the plate to Wieters.
So Matt Wieters makes his first base hit, a memorable one. It's a home run.
And again, the target down and away, and looks like maybe another changeup. Thought it might have been a fastball, but you could see him just go out and cover the outside third of the plate. Now, if that's a fastball, it has a little bit more movement. Probably hit it to center field, but power hours here at Camden Yards, pretty reachable.
Reynolds fouls it straight down off his leg. I think the Orioles like these new Saturday night home uniforms.
Well, Tommy Hunter likes them. Maybe a cap, yeah, somewhere.
Here's Tommy on the Oriole bench. He has pitched 7 strong innings to this point. Reynolds swings through it. You know, the one thing about this lineup, and the 9 that will get most of the at-bats, except for Robert Andino, you can honestly say there's a home run threat at every position. As Reynolds goes down on strike, Orioles have hit 3 home runs in this game, 2 come in this inning. And as we head to the 8th, the Orioles enjoying the lead. So 12 base hits for the Birds. 3 have left the ballpark. We're through 7, and the Orioles in front.
Tommy Hunter, couple of strikeouts in the first inning on sliders. Adam Jones gets the Orioles started, 1 of 2 home runs, make it 3 home runs as he homers to right center field. Andino, clutch base hit by Valencia. Orioles will score 3 in the 4th inning. So Hunter pitches well. They get the clutch hits and lead it 8-0. Take a look at our Geico game summaries. 12 hits tonight. Again, Jonesy with a home run. Markakis and Wieters in the 7th. Off of Jared Burton with solo shots. So Ronnie Paulino, first at bats for the Orioles, gets 3 hits tonight so far.
And Revere leading off. Casilla and Span are due to follow. 1-1 is cued towards third. Reynolds has to go off his glove, and Revere will reach. Tough play with that backward spin, and it hugged the ground all the way to Reynolds.
Yeah, great angle right here. So he's just going to go, and he just misses it. Not that it's an easy play. But it's a play that you're hoping he's going to make as the season proceeds. Boy, it's such a reflex position down at third. You know, Mike Bartek, when Miguel Tejada went from shortstop to third, what about 4 or 5 years ago, Mike was working with him. He said it's all about angles. It's kind of like you play third base, because Brooks Robinson could tell us, it's like almost like an X. Very rarely do you go laterally because you lose ground. You're either going in or across or to your left or your right.
It was an error charge to Reynolds, his first of the year, and the Orioles' first. Pedro Strop is beginning to get loose. Pedro, one of the Orioles, changing his number this year. 2 is foul back. Another is right there, number 29. Tommy Hunter hasn't even been with the Orioles a year. He's already on his 3rd number.
Well, if he pitches like it, really doesn't matter. I mean, we're any number he wants if he pitches well.
It is 0-2 on Alexi Casilla, the number 9 batter. Hard hit ball, base hit right field. So the first 2 reach, 1 on an error, 1 on a base hit on an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, not a particularly good one.
With 3 strikeouts in the game so far, Chanita has won a total of $800. For your chance to be the Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, play Strike It Rich scratch-offs and enter your non-winning ticket codes at mdlottery.com/strikeItRich.
See what happens when you read the copy? When you do what you're supposed to do? Don't see it right there. I know. You're reading the copy. I understand.
Should have multitasked.
You should have a couple more eyes. Chanita doesn't care.
That's right. She's got the money.
She's rooting for a strikeout. 800. Let's make it 1,000. 1,000. I got 1,000 here. 1,000. No. An auctioneer. Come on.
Tied 2-0 on Denard Span.
Well, yeah, you know, you're looking for signs. Again, Tommy Hunter with a bad back. Really not a lot of major league innings. Most of his work at the minor league level. The ball gets up. It's going to be a call to the bullpen, and that's what they're looking for. Not like Rick Adair, or a pitching coach doesn't see it.
Line into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Jones in on it quickly as Revere had to wait to make sure that that ball fell in. So an error and back-to-back hits. The bases loaded for Minnesota with nobody down. Time now for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. And here are the candidates. Tommy Hunter pitching into the 8th in his season debut. Nick Markakis, who has a home run and a 3-hit night. Or Ronnie Paulino in his Oriole debut tonight. So far with 3 base hits. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 51862. So Tommy Hunter will exit to a standing ovation. The first 3 reach here in the 8th. Hunter's night is done. Strop coming on for the Birds at Camden Yards. Well, a theme of this early season is, will the starters improve? And how about this, Jim? Since 1954, when the Orioles became the Orioles, the first time in franchise history here in Baltimore that starters have gone 7 or more innings in back-to-back games to begin the season. Arrieta yesterday went 7. Tommy Hunter 7 plus 3 batters tonight.
So Pedro Strop comes on. Those are the numbers last year. Boy, he was outstanding. Picked up on waivers. I don't think Buck Showalter, even though the numbers this spring are pretty good, I mean, again, only 2 earned runs in 9 1/3 innings, said he's got to work on his fastball command. And you need to do it here because Jamie Carroll's up there to hit a strike. And he's going to duck the pitches, which he did right here. And his job is to get on, and you get the heart of the lineup right behind him. Yeah, it's 8-0, but they still have, what, 6 more outs to go? And the Orioles need to get them.
Ground ball towards second. Andino gloves. They'll go to second out there. Back to first. Not in time. An RBI ground out as Revere scores. Minnesota on the board. It is 8-1. So Stroke gets an out. And you'll certainly trade that time now for our Red Lobster game flow. And well, the flow of this game, Jim, all about that guy. Tommy Hunter came out and pitched well.
He really did. And, you know, again, I mean, maybe not as overpowering as Jake Arrieta, but again, he just threw strikes. And when he did get in trouble, and again, you're going to give up a lot of hits if you throw a lot of strikes, he was able to make big pitches. And meanwhile, the Orioles putting 8 runs on the board.
The runners on the corners now as Casilla goes to third. Carroll now on at first. Here's Mauer.
Yeah, the impressive thing about Pedro when he came over from the Rangers was how he dominated lefties. Lefties last year, and I mean, this is a kid that throws in the mid-90s and has a great breaking ball. They were only 2 for 19. Threw a lot of strikes and a lot of quality pitches. There's that slider. He's not afraid to throw it at just about any count.
Mauer's 1 out of 3 with an infield hit. And low with the fastball. It's 2-1.
I think one of his problems sometimes, and you can watch his front shoulder, if he gets closed, in other words, if it gets straight to home plate, he has a chance to get his arm up and be a little bit more direct. But when he flies open, and you can see him starting a little bit left, there's another breaking ball. So a little bit more confident in that pitch than his fastball, even though it's got great velocity. Talk about a well-conditioned guy. If you hit him, you're going to hurt yourself.
Pedro's one of those guys you like to have around because he's always smiling. No. Always smiling.
I get the feeling he's happy to be in the big leagues.
Oh, absolutely. And he should be.
Well, you'd love to get a ground ball at one of your infielders here.
Inside ball 3.
And a little change up. Maybe it throws a splitter change. One thing about Joe Mauer, you got to throw him strikes. You don't win 3 batting titles. And the lifetime average at 323 swinging at balls. Doesn't do it very often.
3-2 is hit slowly toward short. Hardy to Andino. Back to first and off the bag and not in time, and another run scores. As Casilla crosses the plate. So he did get the ground ball, but hit too slowly to turn 2. And Mauer picks up an RBI and a ground out.
No, he makes a great pitch on a 2-seamer down and away. And again, slow infield here. So long time developing. You can see Robert Andino having to come a long way. And again, would not have been able to turn it.
Here's Morneau, the cleanup hitter. 1 out of 3 with that 4th inning double. And low with the slider. Or change up.
Slurve. All those breaking out. All kinds of names for him.
Ball 2 again missing one. Orioles with a 7-man bullpen and 5-man rotation because no day off before the 5th starter was needed. Hard hit ball off the glove of Johnson. He may have been blocked his vision by Mauer. He did get to it, but hit too hard and into right field for a base hit.
Yeah, and he smoked it. And again, getting behind the Twins hitters. He's all over the fastball. Boy, the Twins like to see that. I mean, that is a very Justin Morneau-like bat. Very quick to the ball, very short to the ball.
Josh Willingham, 2 on and 2 out. 1 out of 2. He's also been hit by a pitch. But not checking time. Waves at that breaking ball. Pedro likes to wear his hat a little crooked there. It must be a superstition.
A little crooked?
Swings through it 0-2.
See, I mean, when you get a guy on waivers that has this kind of arms, you're going to take your chances, and that's exactly what the Orioles have done. I mean, talk this, 96. Not like he didn't throw that ball right by a real good fastball hitter. And that's what Josh Willingham is.
0-2 on Willingham. Struck him out. A called strike 3 on the outside corner. So Stroke gets out of it. Minnesota gets 2, leads 2. Bottom of the 8th, 8-2 O's. Telecast is presented by authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. Pedro Stroke talking with Rick Adair. He came on, inherited the bases loaded and nobody out. We got a couple of ground balls. Orioles couldn't turn 2 as each ball hit a little bit too slowly, but we prevented a big inning by Minnesota.
Well, he threw strikes, and he did exactly what he's supposed to do. Twins are going to bring in last year their pitcher of the year, and that's Glenn Perkins. What a year he had. A former starting pitcher, actually born in St. Paul, Minnesota, so hometown boy.
Here's Nick Johnson. Strike at the knees on 1.
Yeah, I don't remember Perkins having the kind of stuff that I saw last year when he was a starter. But he was throwing, you know, in the mid-90s. That first pitch at 94.
It's a breaking ball by him, and it's 0-2. Luis Ayala getting loose.
Yeah, Bill Castro with the jacket, the new bullpen coach for the Orioles. He's the new bullpen whisperer after Scotty McGregor came in on September 5th and whispered the right things to the bullpen in the month of September.
Now, do you think Ayala just crossed up Ronnie Deck there? Bill Castro's having fun gesturing. Line down the left field line, fades foul.
Well, it's an important job because, you know, again, Bill Castro, he had a nice major league career. He's done this for years, but to get them ready to come in, whatever that might mean. You know, you got to know your guys, get them to focus, make sure they're ready.
Shallow center span, charging in on it. He'll get there. Almost overran it, and has it for the out. One away in the Oriole 8th inning. Show off your Birdland pride and support the many programs aided by Orioles Reach by ordering the new official Orioles Maryland license plate featuring the popular new cartoon bird. The plate is a great way to show your fandom and help support the community. Proceeds go to the Baltimore Orioles Charitable Foundation and will be used on community programs in and around the region. So visit Orioles.com/plates to reserve your plate and enter sweepstakes to win plate number 1 or bid on certain numbered plates with special meaning to O's fans.
Meanwhile, Ronnie Paulino goes 4 for 4. I tell you what, B.J. Surhoff, he got him ready.
Kept them loose.
Well, did he ever? Yeah, B.J. up and in, down and away. That's the way they pitch in the games.
Orioles now have 13 base hits. Dino first ball swinging, fouls it back. Markakis has a 3-hit night. Paulino has a 4-hit night, and Andino at the plate has a multi-hit game with 2 hits. So 3 of the 9 with multi-hit games.
Well, you got your 8th place hitter with 4 hits. Your 9th place, Andino, with a chance to get another one with 2, so that's 6. Reimold has 2. That's 8. That's what they're trying to do. Yankee baseball, Red Sox baseball, Toronto baseball, Texas, Detroit, the best offensive teams, string them together. If they don't want to pitch to you, take the walk. On base percentage translates into runs.
Well, the Blue Jays are off to a 2-0 start, winning again today at Cleveland. Boston is 0-2. Andino fouls it off his foot.
Jimenez had a perfect game going into the 7th inning for the Indians, and he got a no decision. But that game was, I saw it was 3-3 in the 12th. Didn't they play 16 innings opening day? Yeah.
The Blue Jays tied that one in the 9th, and they kept on going.
Yeah, Aaron Sebia hit a 3-run home run, caught all the way, as did Carlos Santana. Good breaking ball right there for Perkins to Andino.
Here's an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game, and Tommy Hunter. See, they do love pitchers, Jim. 62%. Markakis 31%. Paulino. See, you get 4 hits and you get 7%. Come on, where's the love for Paulino? Text in your vote, A, B, or C to 51862. Tom and Rick have the results coming up on O's Extra Postgame. Reimold swings through it. The Rays are leading the Yankees 6-2 in the 7th, so if that holds, Tampa Bay will be 2-0. New York will be 0-2. The Blue Jays are 2-0, and the Orioles are trying to go 2-0. Quick swing at a high fastball, and no swing on the appeal.
Yeah, a lot of great stories in the first couple of days of the season. Carlos Pena goes back to the Rays, drives in 5. Mariano Rivera, the blown save. Pena hitting the fly ball to the base of the wall.
Yeah, that was a long single. Perkins gets ahead of Reimold 1-2.
Yeah, Valverde even blew a save. Didn't blow one all last year for the Tigers. It was 46 out of 46. Got that over with. That string ended.
And as it turned out, well, it matters to him, but the Tigers still came back and won the game.
Mattered to Justin Verlander.
Yes, it did. Good point.
Who had a
8
2-0 lead.
innings.
Yeah, exactly.
Foul ball. Two and two on Reimold. Inside ball 3. And Reimold again working a count, gets it full. Paulino will go on 3-2 with 2 out, not being held by Parmalee. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. So down on strikes goes Reimold. 2 strikeouts in the inning, a base hit, a man left. We'll head to the 9th inning at Camden Yards with the Birds in front. Lines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge, see your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Luis Ayala making his Oriole debut. He comes on here in the 9th inning. After Stroop inherited the bases loaded and nobody out, so Stroop goes an inning, and now Ayala will take over.
Yeah, he'll come in without the bases loaded. Last year, a New York Yankee. Yeah, had a very, very nice year. Low ERA that you saw, 2 runs, 209, and again was in 52 games, 44 of those scoreless. Not a hard thrower, knows how to sink it. Ryan Flaherty, Rule 5 guy, Major League debut. First time he has been able to get on a Major League field.
A big moment for him. Here's Chris Parmalee leading off. Takes a strike from Ayala. Ayala had a real good year last year for the Yankees. And for some reason, they elected not to bring him back, and Dan Duquette pounced on it and got him here. Here's a strike thrower. Swung on and missed 0-2.
Well, you do your homework, as Dan Duquette does. You know, this was a guy that was a really good pitcher when he was came up with Montreal. He had Tommy John surgery. You know, he struggled a little bit while. You go back to 2010. He was 0-6 at Reno in the minor leagues with an ERA close to 8 runs a game.
Liner to short. Hardy's there. 1 down. You can follow the Orioles with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and your Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Oriole.com for details. And I highly recommend it. Do you have that?
No.
You should get it. It's good. Down and away to Danny Valencia. Valencia's had a tough night. He's not only 0 for 3, he's grounded into 2 double plays. So he's responsible for 5 outs.
And then they kept hitting balls by him in the 4th inning. Polino and Andino. I mean, not that he should have caught him, but a frustrating night. Liriano strikes out the side in the 1st inning. Doesn't really pitch that poorly, but gives up a bunch of runs. They don't play well in left field. Willingham with a couple of errors. Ayala throwing a lot better than I saw him in spring training. Better velocity. Kind of like he pitched last year. As they say, the bell has rung. The season has started.
Slow bouncer. Flaherty will be tested. He charges. He gloves. He got him. Welcome to the big leagues, Ryan Flaherty.
Yeah, probably had a little bit more time, but why not just catch it and get rid of it? And he does. They like him because he's got great instincts and he can play all over the place. He can play shortstop. So if you want to give Hardy a day off, he can play first. He can play the outfield. He reminds me a little bit bigger version of Mark Belanger.
Well, this crowd vocal tonight. Many on their feet now. 1 out away from going 2-0. Here's Revere. We visited with Brian Flaherty yesterday before opening day as he was about to be introduced as a big leaguer, and you mentioned all that versatility. He has 6 different gloves in his locker, depending on where he might be needed.
What they also like about him as a left-handed hitter, he can hit lefties. At least that's what he did last year. You know, again, a number we talked about Andino, 2nd round, 2008 1st-round draft pick by the Cubs.
The second base, Andino has it, and the Orioles begin the season 2-0. As Tommy Hunter pitches a strong game, going 7+ innings, allows 2 unearned runs, and the Orioles on 13 base hits, including an Adam Jones home run, a Nick Markakis home run, and a Matt Wieters home run. Win it by the final of 8-2. The Orioles beginning 2012